Oh, there's Doug. Is that a polo dog? You look fucking good, bro. I fucking
Yeah,
saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, coming from the range, I've been hitting balls all day.
Yeah. It's the only balls I'm good at hitting, you know what I mean?
I've been hitting balls all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little golf ball. Golf ball action.
A little bit of ass,
I had to turn off my Wi-Fi, so there's no interruptions. No, it wasn't at the range, actually. I was at the freaking... What's it called?
What is it called?
What's it called?
We don't know.
The commissary.
Commissary. Oh, the grocery store.
So you gotta stay with the fly all the time?
No, what? I don't even have I'm trying to be like JC over here. I don't even have an undershirt on with my fucking what's it called? My chest meat hanging out, my chest hair.
Yeah, your little chest hair, dude. Yeah. It's 2019. I don't wear fucking t-shirts under my
chest hair free, baby, since '91.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Since '91. baby smooth.
I keep it shaved. Kind
of. You shave it?
Yeah, just a little bit. I keep it trimmed. I have like.
Do you shave your legs too?
Yeah.
You got a nice pair of shears you used to shave to cut your chest hair?
It's a weed whacker, bro. They're like barbed wire.
Yeah, I got like.
It's like a lightsaber, man. It cuts through everything.
You can see it from there.
Yeah. No, I don't. I have very slim pickings over here. I kind of just trimmed it before I left.
Oh, there ain't no laws when you're drinking those clubs.
Let's go.
Hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Outspoken Gents podcast. My name's Cody. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Cody. My name's Doug, since you don't want to introduce anybody.
Yeah. I got Doug, Johnny, and John on the line, ready to go live.
We're live. Oh, wow.
The OGs.
The Outspoken Gents are live. So today I'm going to start with what I like to call a reading by Cody, and we'll go from there, okay?
I like how we talk about Cody in the third person when you're talking about yourself.
It's called a segment.
The Rock did it.
Why don't you say I'm going to read something for you guys today, huh? Yeah.
We're going to start with the segment I like to call reading by Cody, and then you guys are going to talk about it.
Right.
Y'all ready?
J and K, D and K. Yeah. No, cool.
U.S. invaded Iraq to control Saddam Hussein's access to the alien world. The U.S.-led 2003 invasion of Iraq was launched because former dictator Saddam Hussein had a portal to an alien world, a conspiracy theorist has claimed. Michael Salla, an Australian self-styled expert in extraterrestrial politics, believes that the United States and its allies invaded the country to take control of Hussein's access to alien weapons through the Stargate. Salla believes that the extraterrestrials from an undiscovered 10th planet in the solar system have long been interfering in human politics. I think that was a big part of the reason why the Bush administration went to Iraq to stop Saddam Hussein from revealing this information and also to get control of it themselves, said Salla. He added that the U.S. and Britain used the pretext of weapons of mass destruction and alleged connections between Saddam and al-Qaeda to invade Iraq and topple the Saddam regime and secure the portal for themselves. Salla says the portal is located under one of Iraq's ancient ziggurat temples. Mm-hmm. The exopolitical analyst, other theories include that the oldest pyramid on Earth is hidden under the snow in Antarctica, and that the U.S. Navy has a secret space program. Mm-hmm. Reading complete.
That was like a lot of information. Okay.
That was a lot to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that a conspiracy theory?
That's from a professor. He's a doctor from Australia. He's written 3 books about aliens and what he likes to call exopolitics, which is basically the study of politics from, extraterrestrials. And he's published 3 books about it. Seems to be very well respected and well renowned. And yeah,
well respected. Quote, air quotes.
Okay, so what do you want from us? My opinion on it, or what do I think is happening? All the above.
Wherever you want to go.
I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I just don't. I don't believe it. I mean,
Wow.
fuck.
When you look
Yeah.
back on it, guys, when you look back on it, there's a lot of ties to the
Like,
ancient Middle
no, I don't
East
think so.
and extraterrestrials.
Holy Land.
No, there definitely is. There's a reason it's the Holy Land.
Okay.
It's the Holy Land because of Jesus. It's not the Holy Land because fucking aliens were there.
Well,
Um,
Jesus was an alien. So.
Yeah, Jesus also wasn't a Muslim. So what is that, you know? You got Muslims, Jews, and Christians all fighting for the same territory. Why?
Mass destruction, weapons of mass
Weapons
destruction.
of mass destruction? Huh?
Huh?
Anything? Nothing?
Huh?
You
They
guys
were
got
just the
nothing.
big. They were the big empires. They were big empires. So what do you do? What did they do? What did everybody want to do? They wanted to conquer the bigger empires, to take over their land, and to instill their values and their ethics and everything like that. Rome, Persia, all of these places, all they wanted to do was take over other regimes in order to put their values into the places and show that they are the dominant, beings on Earth at the time.
Yep. Okay, I
so,
can see that.
So that I don't see how that has anything to do with extraterrestrials. Now there are certain things in there that that there are kind of half truths with that. Like the Bush administration in 03 kind of like we went to Iraq under false pretenses. What those false pretenses were, only the people that are that high up know why we actually went. So I'm not going to throw that out of the question.
Like completely. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's so far-fetched. I don't know if the Navy has a secret, space program, because it's secret for a reason. So it's probably like above top secret, above TSI.
But there are so many stories. There's so many stories about how, aliens in ancient ancient Samaria coming down and breeding with the human population and everything like that. And could there be a Stargate? I don't know.
Like a portal? Like
That's
you think there's
basically
like a
what they're
portal?
saying. Yeah, a Stargate is a portal to another planet.
So it's basically like a black hole, right?
Like the Fifth Element.
It's basically like a portal.
Like the Fifth Element.
Fourth dimension.
Right, but you're going through something to go somewhere else. So it's no.
Yes,
That's so
exactly like the Fifth Element.
Yep.
Exactly like that.
Exactly.
Okay, there's a bunch of keys
Love the
hidden around
reference,
the
by the
earth.
way, Johnny.
Yeah,
I
great
love the reference.
That's perfect. Because I was going to bring
Chris
up
Rock, Bruce Willis, excellent in that movie.
I was
gonna
love that
bring up-
movie.
I was going to bring up that really crappy Patrick Swayze movie called Stargate, which I guarantee you none of you have seen.
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. But
I don't
the
think
Fifth
John
Element-
watches any movies, so I don't think he's
No.
seen either of these.
Have not,
No.
not seen either of the titles you are talking about.
You know what John needs? John needs like one of those calendars that has like every single like blockbuster movie for the last like 50 years on a date, and just go through and just lift up the tab. Okay, now I got to watch this movie. Watch this movie. Watch this movie.
Set
Like
a
an,
little
probably
like an
knock
countdown.
advent calendar for people
Yeah.
That's what it's called. That's what
Like-
I was thinking of.
like
still
an
get
advent
those.
calendar for
I still get
people
those.
who
Don't watch
know.
movies.
Yeah.
live in a hole for the first part of their life.
Yeah.
Well, my birthday's coming up, Doug. Maybe you can buy me one.
Okay. That's a good possibility.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know when it'll get to you, but
Well,
I'll
mean-
buy it.
It's a thought that counts. Maybe you can just make one out of paper or digitally make one.
Or I can buy one off Amazon.
Paper
Amazon
movie.
Prime it to your house.
Amazon Prime it to his Prime account, and then bam, bada bing, bada boom, he can watch it.
Prime me up, baby. Prime me up.
Just like
before
Before you go.
Just like Saddam was doing.
Yeah.
Priming,
Oh,
priming-
man.
priming
Fucking
people up to the
aliens.
10th minute.
Or why don't you just go to Put Locker like everybody else and just goes and watches it there?
Well, that's illegal.
The Locker is so
I'm not gonna
trash.
Do that.
Foot Locker's so trash.
Is
Yeah,
it illegal
Put
or is it
Locker
frowned
seized-
upon?
Put Locker
illegal.
seized up
It's,
my
it's definitely illegal. It's
definitely
definitely
frowned
illegal.
100%.
It's definitely illegal.
Yeah, they seized up my iPhone one time.
Seized
Yeah.
up your iPhone?
Yeah, no, I was literally watching Black Panther, and
Black Panther.
I had a screenshot that my
Why'd
phone.
you put air quotes on that?
This is probably her Black Panther or something, you know.
So it seized it. It basically screenshotted my screen. An FBI cease warning came up, and my phone shut off completely, dead as a doornail.
Did you shit a brick?
You had an iPhone?
I peed myself.
You had an iPhone?
I had an iPhone.
Why?
That's why you got to go to the privacy setting. Go to the
this is why I have
privacy.
Guys,
DuckDuckGo.
act like
This
I'm
is why
not
I have
going-
DuckDuckGo.
Act like I am not sitting here doing. I was on a VPN. I was
Incognito.
incognito. Thank you.
So it's probably just a spam.
That hacked my phone and shut it off completely. It shut off dead, like dead as a doornail.
Yeah, isn't that what viruses do?
Technically, you're not supposed to be able to get a virus with an Apple.
Very true.
Yeah.
It's a malware
These are all
system
facts
that they
that
have.
everyone's saying. All facts.
So.
And the government actually doesn't have access
believe
to
it.
Apple. If you don't remember that whole thing, what was that like?
Right.
During
Hillary.
the San Bernardino shooting, they tried to get Apple to release their backdoor to the Apple software system, and Apple basically said, "You can go suck a big fat one. We're not going to give it to you."
I don't think they
So-
said that. I think they were just like, if we do that, then I think we got to give it to the other person over here. Like, we got to give it to these
Yeah,
people.
it just opens
Well,
up a.
no, what they were
floodgate.
saying-
Whole can
Yeah,
of worms.
exactly. They were opening up a floodgate. Like, if we give that to you, you might use that for like spying on people rather than just using it for this one case or this one specific reason, which is
Yeah, I don't
completely
know.
plausible
If
by
you
our
guys-
government.
If everybody is naive enough to think that they don't already have a backdoor in, I think you're high or crazy or really naive.
So why take
They-
that through the? Why take that through the whole? I think Apple does. As far as our government, though, that's up in the air. So why would the government make a public case to go to Apple saying, "Hey, we need this," and then Apple is saying no, and then there's this big, huge thing about it?
Well, you can't fault them for trying to go through the right path.
Mhm.
You know, hey, we're gonna go try it, go and try and do this the right way, and then if not,
Oh, so what you're saying is they sent some spies over
Yeah.
to Apple, and they got that little code thingy, and they sent it back to the government.
you can reverse engineer anything, man. Give enough time and resources and smart people looking at it, you can reverse engineer anything. They're doing it with spaceships. Why can't they do it with an iPhone?
There's going to be some bad apples in that group.
Mhm.
You're retarded. That's funny.
That was
I'm just saying.
you said.
That was a
You thought my joke was bad.
That was a good laugh. That was a good, healthy laugh.
Guys, staying on topic, we got a little bit of an RIP, some RIP news. Osama bin Laden's son apparently is dead. His oldest son,
That's not a
Hamza,
rest. That's not rest in peace news.
Hamza bin Laden.
Suck my fuck.
Reports are that he's deceased.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not rest in peace or rest in paradise.
It's RIH.
It's
Rest,
a free.
rest in RIH. Rest
Yeah.
in hell.
Right.
Yep.
He was our age, is what he's saying.
No. I was saying RIH. Rest in hell.
All
Yeah,
right.
actually, it would be RIP for him, rest in purgatory.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that works too. Whatever.
Oh, that's perfect. I like.
I
that.
love that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use
Or
that.
or BIH. BIH would work.
Big Indian hell.
Burn in hell. Yeah.
Oh,
No?
okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know.
Not a problem. there.
Anyways,
Okay.
you guys,
So
you guys having a good week? What's going on?
Great. I'm back home.
Yeah.
Cool.
Back
it's
home.
not. That's not home though.
Doug, what were you about to
It's
say?
not.
It's not home. No, I was just gonna go back to that topic, but we can move
Which
on.
one?
I'm cool.
Which one? Which one? Hamza?
Yeah.
Hamza? Hamza?
Oh no, not
Hamas?
him. Not him. Fuck no. He can go rest in purgatory and watch everybody else live great lives because Allah doesn't like him.
Oh.
No, I was gonna I was gonna go back to the whole like Britain or U.S. Britain invading Iraq because there's a fucking portal there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think that that's like if that was the case, why is like half of Iraq still a third world country? If they had like access to all this alien stuff.
They didn't. It just says in the article that they had access to the whoever the alien being was that was handling things politically for the humans.
Okay, so why wouldn't they use that to their advantage?
Maybe they didn't know how. Maybe they weren't.
They have access to it.
Yeah, just because you have access to it doesn't mean you have people smart enough to figure out how it works.
I guess. I don't know. That's just. No.
Yeah, it's a little far fetched. Like I said, just a small
How does this
rating.
guy have? How does this guy have 3 books? People actually buy these books?
Yeah, I'm about
Yeah.
to listen to him on Audible.
No.
He's talking about, you know, the oldest pyramid in the world being in Antarctica, and he was the one that started that whole Antarctic conspiracy theory about what's in Antarctica, you know, and
So how old is this guy?
he's older. He's probably 60 something. I don't know.
So he came up with the whole theory when he was 10? Not even?
How do you figure?
Well, we started talking about Antarctica, about them going there in like the 40s and 50s and 60s. So
We started talking about going to Antarctica, yeah, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, but we didn't start the conspiracy theory about what's in Antarctica until at least, I mean, even like deep circles, like what the early 2000s.
no, the way before that. The base, the Navy base was finished being built in the late, I think it was
it's a
like the late
naval
70s,
base that-
early 80s.
That's a
In
naval
Antarctica. So I don't get, like, if it's in Antarctica, then
base. That doesn't mean
you
just
think they
because
just
you build a
you
naval
think they
base
just went
somewhere.
there? You think they just went there just for the shits and giggles?
No, honestly, I think that the Nazis were onto something, and they went there and they found something.
Yep.
Nazis went there first. Okay, they obviously found something once the Nazi.
So what did they find? You think they found this, the pyramid?
Like, they found something. I'm not saying I don't know what they found. I think they found something enough to where most of the major world leaders in the last 5 years have been to Antarctica to see whatever is out there. Okay, there's no reason John Kerry, Secretary of State, old Secretary of State, should be going to Antarctica. There's no reason why President Obama should have been going to Antarctica, of all places.
Well, there's no reason. Okay, we're not going to get into that because there's no reason Obama should have done a lot of things that he did. So
Okay, well, you take it as Obama. I'm talking about, like, world leader. There's no reason the Prime Minister of Great Britain should have been going to Antarctica. Okay? No reason that the people from China and Japan or Vladimir Putin should be going to Antarctica, and it's all recorded. They've all been there. So it's just very interesting. What's out there that they want to go see? I don't know. Maybe it could be.
Fresh slopes.
It's not
fresh slopes. That's what I'm talking about. They get that fresh powder out there.
Virgin Mountains.
They hit in those
Virgin
things.
Mountains. Yeah.
You know who hit these slopes? Nobody. Me. I hit them.
Yeah, right. That's funny. All right, what else do we got here, guys? What else is going on? You guys had good weeks, obviously. Johnny's
Yes.
back in Florida.
Yeah. Anybody have any like airplane etiquette that they strictly go off of? Like, is there anything that you guys do to like prep yourselves before like an airplane ride? Because like I feel like every time I go to the airport, people just have no fucking clue what they're doing at all.
Right.
I
So
watch
there,
cowboy boots to high heels to like, big chains on for no fucking reason, and they're not rappers or anything, like, or just chain pants or whatever. Like I've seen it all.
they're
so,
just
like,
showing off at the airport.
What do you guys do to make your going through an airport a little bit smoother, or like what's something crazy that you've seen? Anything?
So real quick. Okay, this applies to other things as well. But
Right.
okay, have you ever gotten on an airplane and there's nothing but middle seats left?
Yeah.
Okay, and the person sitting on the aisle seat won't stand up for you to get in the middle seat?
Yeah. Plenty of times.
No, I make sure that I'm one of the first aboard. I get priority.
But there's groups. Oh,
okay.
my bad. I remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys-
take
Yeah.
advantage of it.
He used to pre-check. Yeah. He does all that good stuff. Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, TSA pre-check, and then I just get to go hop on the plane first and everything like that.
That's nice. Yeah, no, I'm usually more of like show up about an hour before my flight. Pack light. I really don't like to check my bag, so I'll usually pack light if I'm going anywhere. I'm like literally everything out of my pockets. The only thing I have on me is my phone and my ID, so I can get through
wallet,
security.
keys.
Yeah, no, I'm wearing flip flops because I'm not going to be that guy sitting there trying to take off and unbuckle my shoes and
Yep.
all that other. I got to unvelcro my shoes. I'm not dealing with that. Okay, if you're still unvelcroing your shoes in line, buy a pair of flip flops.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's my pre-routine. Afterwards, man, I get in there. I don't like to buy stuff at the airport. It's too expensive. So
Waste of time.
Yeah, I just go sit, scroll a little bit next to my gate, get on the plane. Do you guys talk to the people next to you on the plane?
Sometimes.
Depends.
Are you nuts?
Are you nuts?
Sometimes.
Do you guys follow air like seating etiquette? So like the person closest to the window gets the left one and they get somewhere to rest their head against, like on the window, and gets to see out the window.
Right.
The person in the middle seat has the two armrests, and then the person in the aisle gets more leg room, so they only get the one armrest. Do you guys follow that, or do you guys be like, no, like I'm getting both these?
I've never noticed.
It depends. I've only noticed when somebody else isn't giving me my space. So if I'm sitting in the middle and I got the guy on the aisle seat trying to wheeze on my space, usually I'll be a little bit what do you call it? I'll be a little bit sly about it, and I'll start just like moving my elbow further back until he moves his arm. That's pretty much that's what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I was just wondering because
I always get an aisle or window seat.
Yeah, I always figure so like as far as it goes, like talking to people. Okay, you can tell the people that want. I'm one of the people I don't like to talk on a plane. I'm just let me plug in a podcast. I'll pass out for an hour or two.
Right.
And wake me up when we get there. But every now and again, like sit down. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I'll put on my stuff. We'll fly, and then after when we're trawling to the gate, we're taxiing to the gate. I'll usually hey, what are you here for? Is this home for you? Strike up a little conversation while we're on our way to the gate, so it's not a total loss. But yeah.
Have any of you guys ever flown first class?
Yep.
Or business class?
Yeah, I flew business class to China.
It's such a different experience. It's so much better.
Yeah, business class to China was like all the scotch you could drink, 3 5-star meals, any movie that
How long
you
was that
wanted.
flight?
So we went from I think it was Washington, Seattle to Taiwan, and then that was about 16 hours. Yeah, like 14 and a half and change or something like that. I'm just rounding up for dramatic effect. And then from Taiwan, we flew to Macau, which was like a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was amazing, dude. Again, like I said, all the scotch you could drink. You got the full, you're talking about leg room. You can recline that chair completely flat so you can sleep. They give you PJs. They give you like these little hand towels to like wipe yourself down. There's like a little curtain you can put up around your little cube. It's the way to go. I'll never fly overseas.
Rub one out.
If I need to, I got it.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
Frowned upon.
Frowned upon. I don't know.
Frowned upon.
You're in international waters at that point.
Yeah.
You can pretty much do whatever you want. Hey, speaking of international waters, is there such thing as international sky?
Well, if there's international waters, there's got to be international skies.
Probably, yeah.
I think you're over international waters. I don't know if it's like international sky. I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. Just
I feel like you have to. Oh, that's a good question. Like, do you have to follow the rules of where you're following from, and then once you land somewhere, you have to follow like
those rules?
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I think that's what it is.
So, all right. So this is what would happen. So when I was going from Germany or America to Germany, like the drinking age changes, right?
Right.
So at a certain time, once I'm over into Europe, that's when the law changes. It's
Okay.
after a certain point, and that's why they give you like a whole map. But like I couldn't order anything until that point. And on my way there, I could order until we left out of like Germany. But that was, that's like fucking 20. It was like 45 minutes, I think. It was
So
like
you
45
weren't able to
minutes.
do that until you were like over
Over, correct.
Europe.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
so then yeah, so then there's
once I left,
yeah, there's no freaking like you have to follow their laws until you get over that certain mainland.
Correct.
So there's no international air.
Interesting.
But the alcohol,
International airspace.
the alcohol
Yeah.
and all that other shit stayed the same, I guess. Nothing like they weren't like, okay, now we have the Bavarian
Yeah.
menu out. There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. It wasn't.
They
like,
just change accent like halfway through the flight.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Put your beer in a basket, no more for you.
Yeah, this your first time, yeah? So
Yeah.
the boot is for you. Here you go.
Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah, you want some Hefeweizen?
Yeah. Und Becks?
Unbex?
Und
Schwebelhausen Unbex?
Und Becks. So, but yeah, no, that was always something really cool. I mean, truthfully, when I go to the airport, like, I always pack, like, I have a big, like, duffel bag or whatever, and I carry it with me. I keep my laptop up top. I wear some, like, really comfy shoes. I wear some really comfy, like, shorts, like a T-shirt, because, like, I never know. Like, for example, today when I got onto the Houston flight coming back here, that plane was hot. That plane was, like, super duper hot. No matter how much I turned up the AC, I watched a bunch of people turn on the AC. They couldn't get anything. People were in there just doing this. Like, we couldn't figure out the whole AC situation. We even tried to call it in. Nothing.
Everyone just crammed in the hot space.
Dying. So I was like, I have to fall asleep.
Hitting
I
the
have
dinger.
Oh my God. I was like, I have to just fall asleep. That's the only way I'll be able to, like, survive this flight. So luckily I had only 3 hours of sleep so far. So I was like, all right, let me try to do this. I mean, I kept waking up, obviously, every fucking 2 minutes. It was ridiculous. But, every time your head goes to this point and you just kind of crack your neck real fast, you wake up.
Right.
It's the worst.
I hate that.
It's the worst, honestly.
Or you
But,
you end up falling asleep like this, and you wake up and your neck is just
I'm a firm believer of opening the tray thing and, like, resting my head on that. But you have to get somebody who isn't a douchebag in front of you who puts their fucking seat all the way back.
Yeah, right. Hit you in the head.
Which never ever happens. I always get the guy who's like, oh, let me sprawl out and pull my fucking socks off. Like, that's the type of guy I get right in front of me.
Oh my gosh!
Time.
Speaking of socks off, okay, so I was on a flight one time from Las Vegas to Chicago, and this dude literally like sits behind me. I'm in a window seat. This dude sits behind me. And I can hear him talking or whatever. He starts taking his shoes off. Okay, no big deal. You take your shoes off. You put your shoes back. You put your feet on, underneath your shoes so that you're not touching the ground. This dude peels his socks off, and I can hear the lady next to him go like, "Oh my gosh, really?" He peels his socks off and then proceeds to put them like on my like on the back seat, like the back of my seat on the armrest. So like when my elbows go all the way back, like they're being touched by his toes.
What?
Yeah,
He's just flicking them. He's just flicking them.
No.
Trying to get all the
poking
crust off.
The back of my elbow. So I called the flight attendant over. I was like, "Ma'am, can you have this guy put his socks back on, please?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Sir, I can't really ask him, to do that. It's his space, it's his seat." I was like, "Yeah, well, when does his seat become my seat? Because he's putting his feet all over the back of my arm."
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll say something, sir. So she like walked back and down, up and back casually for about 5 minutes. Then she's like, "Sir, do you mind, putting your feet down?"
Yeah.
And he made a big stink about it. Like, it's a free country. Like, I should be able to do whatever I want. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude. And
you let the woman take the L? Why didn't you just like turn around and be like, "Hey, yo, get your fucking Crustables off my back of my seat, bro."
Again, I don't like talking to people on planes, but yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I did. I went through a conduit. I don't like doing that. I'm never that guy. I'm always that guy to like, confront the situation head on. But not that day, apparently. I'm sorry about that, guys. I let you down, OGs. I did. I let you down.
Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Sometimes the juice just isn't worth the squeeze.
Words to live by. Words to live by.
I told him to go fuck himself.
Like, is it? See, like, what? But what does that start? Does that'll like start something else?
You should take your socks off.
That's when he proceeds to go fuck himself. That's what
No, but that's like when the situation just escalates and escalates and escalates, and it's like, is it really worth it? Like, then they're gonna have to call in the air marshal, and then someone's gonna get arrested, and then it's just gonna be like anger management where I get tased, and then it's not gonna be a good day.
That was actually me. That was actually me today with my fucking bag, because I have this big ass duffel bag, and like I always travel with it because I keep my laptop on top, like I said earlier. So I don't want them to ever take it. So I'm on the flight, and they're like, "Would you just rather us just check that for you free of charge?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. This is my bag. Like, I want to just keep my bag. Why can't I keep my bag?"
If I would have checked it, I would have checked it in when I freaking went to check in everything else. Like,
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. That was me. That was like, it's like, why don't you come and take my bag from my cold, dead grip?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I was today. I was like, I'm not gonna check my bag. They're like, "Sir, there's not enough headspace up here." I was like, "Guys, it worked last time. It's gonna go up here. Like, let me just get a fucking minute." And it finally went in, and it finally shut, and I made like a whole scene about it. But yeah,
Why don't you go back to the little kitchen, grab a little straw, clean out your ears so you can listen to me? Because this bag is fucking staying with me.
Yo, that was definitely me, bro. I was freaking out today. It was such an early flight, and I know one of the things that I use as a trick to kind of just speed up the process, especially when I'm in Houston, is I go to the outside people to check any bags that I do have. So like my stepmom
that's
was
such
with
a
me.
move because
It's a huge
nobody
move.
knows.
Nobody knows, and now
Everybody always
knows
walks
my bag.
straight in, but then like
They
if you
walk
go
right
like to the
past.
outside part, like right where people drop you off at, you
Throw
can
'em a
go
10.
in, do that, boom, go.
Yeah,
You don't even need to throw
10.
them a 10. You just that's what they're there for. They're there to check you in. It's just
Yeah.
like
They
like
make
an
my life
expedited process.
so much easier every single time. So I give them a quick little 10 piece, and then I fucking I run with it. Usually it saves me about 30 minutes at every single airport, easily.
To do what?
So there's a check-in guy on the outside that you can check in your bags, and they'll give you your ticket too.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know that. They just go right inside and they like stand in that long ass line just to check their bags. But if you just go to those people outside who have no fucking lines ever, you save yourself like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Unless they have like the self ones. Like they also have like the self ones where you go up and you print off everything by yourself.
Yeah, and then you just drop
you
your
just
bag
walk
with
up and
them.
drop your stuff off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you just walk in with 2 carry-ons so that way you don't have to go do any of that.
Yeah, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
So, yeah, I do that. I don't know. I've always been one of those people that I just shoot right to my gate, and whenever I get to my gate, that's when I try to figure out all the other little bullshit. So if I am gonna be sitting there for a little bit, that's fine. But I have, plenty of time to fucking go sit at the bar because now I know where everything's at, or go grab Dunkin' Donuts, whatever the fuck it is.
I knew the guy at Subway. I went to high school with him. He gave us extra meatballs.
Yeah. Tonight's Wednesday night meatball night. I gotta go before they run out.
I didn't have no idea what the fuck was going on for a minute. I was like, why is everybody laughing at me?
Yeah, no, not you, man.
I got it. The Subway fucking thing. Yeah.
What's your guys' usual? I haven't been to Subway in so long. What's your guys' usual Subway order?
You don't go to fucking Subway in Jersey.
I get a meatball marinara, and that's when I'm like dying.
It's the only like fast food place or like other freaking like restaurant type thing here on base. So like it's like a super quick like
how many times
go
you gonna
right
say
there,
like?
Come right back on.
How many likes can you say in a like? How many likes
It's
would
saying,
a like?
It's better. It's
like
better.
could,
It's better than him saying fuck. So
yeah, that is true.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
I'm trying to calm down on the
You're
F bomb.
doing a great job, bro. You're doing a great job.
Instead of fuck, he's saying like. That's great.
Yeah.
For every fucking.
Hey, whatever. But I always got the seafood sensation.
What
That
the
sounds
hell
horrible.
is a seafood sensation from
It's like-
Subway?
Yep, it's like a crab mix. Mm-hmm.
What Subway do you go to? Never heard of that before.
Well, ask them about it this time. Do you guys have like a crab meat?
$5 foot long.
Do you guys have a crab meat mix? No, it's not a $5 foot long. That's like a once every year they'll do that for a $5 foot long. It's good.
No, I usually, man, I miss porta subs. Honestly,
Yeah,
porta
Jimmy.
subs are so good. Jimmy John's, freaking, what's the other one? Oh God, Jersey Mike's,
Oh, I was gonna
Firehouse
say Quiz,
subs.
I'm gonna say Quiznos.
I don't need sandwiches.
You don't need sandwiches.
I guess I'm a terrorist. I guess I just have fucking
What about-
PB&Js.
What about Obbies? You don't eat Obbies?
No.
Arby's. We have the meats. My son like knows that every time it comes on, and I just go Arby's. Then he just looks at me and goes, "We have the meats."
That's cute. That's a cute little thing you guys do.
No. He does the Red Robin one too. Red Robin.
Yum.
Thank you. See, got him. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Quick little headline for you guys before Doug has to go. Bill Nye's experimental spacecraft that sails on sunlight declares mission success. So
Wow.
basically, this is a spaceship that Bill Nye is like the main communicator for. He's the main like advocate for it.
You know, he's not actually a scientist.
True. That is a true fact.
What is he then?
He's a guy who has a TV show.
Yeah.
Who knows a lot about science? What else do you want?
I mean, it's a hobby. It's not.
Like he knows as much as like a
profession.
fifth grade. Yeah, he knows as much as like a fifth grade teacher.
I don't think that's true.
I think he's actually like a
I don't
doctor.
think that's true. Yeah. So,
I think he's like a doctor, but he's not a scientist.
a doctor of what?
Witchcraft.
You know
I'm
what?
not sure.
We'll
I think
settle
John's
this.
looking it up.
We'll settle this right now.
Yeah.
After
he just
attending
had
the
really
private
cool
Sidewell
videos.
Friends School, Nye enrolled at Cornell University, where he studied mechanical engineering. Upon earning his Bachelor of Science degree, Nye went on to be his career at the Boeing Company in Seattle, where he would make a living many years later. He's a
So he's not a
mechanical
doctor.
engineer. He's a fucking scientist.
That's not a scientist.
If-
He's basically a mathematician.
Never mind. If Tony
Mechanical-
Romo can be called a quarterback, then Bill Nye's a fucking scientist. Okay.
Tony Romo was actually a really good quarterback. Why don't you take a look at the numbers there? You're a numbers guy, right? You're a spread guy. You like
I
the
am.
numbers?
And Bill Nye.
You like the
Bill Nye is
over-unders?
one of the gr-
You
Bill
like the
Nye is one of
over-unders?
greatest
Why don't you
scientists
go look?
of all time.
Why don't you go look at Tony Romo's numbers? Because the only play you ever talk about is the Seattle play. So when he was like a year out of it, he wasn't even the starting quarterback then.
Oh, I'm just glad that he finally got to a Super Bowl last year.
He was great at it too. He's fantastic.
He is one of the best commentators. I will agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I like his
He's
his
smart.
stuff.
He
Yeah,
really
smart
should be.
guy.
He really should be a defensive coordinator in the NFL. Like his defenses would be amazing. He predicts plays. He looks at the formation and is like, oh look, he's gonna run to the right here. What does he do? He runs to the right. Like
Yeah,
this guy's a genius.
you can take the player out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the player. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
But he's good.
I wonder how you get so good at knowing what other teams' offenses are gonna do. I wonder how you learn football so well. It's like he played really good football for a long time.
I wonder how Bill Nye learned science so good. So
Well, he was a mechanical engineer, not
Wow.
a scientist. So,
okay,
what was his degree in? Mechanical engineering.
science,
Mechanical engineering.
mechanical scientific engineering.
So they have business. It's organizational management is a bachelor's of science. So you're
He
gonna call
wasn't
them
fucking
scientists.
making creepy crawlers in this little laboratory. He was on a show being a scientist.
He was called Bill Nye the Science Guy. He's not Bill Nye the scientist.
He wore a lab coat.
He's the
He
guy.
talked about
He's a
science.
guy that did science.
He also
As
has,
much as my 7th grade teacher did science.
he's got something that runs off of solar power. He's a fucking scientist.
No. So it's not actually.
Oh, that's a
solar
mechanical
power.
engineer. He built something.
So it's not actually solar power. It's basically using these big like sails to collect photons, and those photons actually are pushing the craft along at a slow pace.
I don't know what
So
that
he's a
means,
mechanical
but
engineer.
That sounds scientific to me.
It sounds like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a lot of math.
Science
Science and math go hand in hand.
Science is applied
Science is
math.
the applied.
Applied mathematics is science.
Mhm. Yeah, he's making hypothesis and shit. He's a scientist.
It's hypotheses.
He's making hypotheses and shit.
High on pot news? What?
Hippopotamus? What?
Hippopotamus?
Damn, you always give him the easy ones.
You seen that movie, huh?
Of course.
Dude, that's not.
Hip hop? Hip hop anonymous?
Benjamin
You guys go
Franklin.
together like tuna fish and lamb.
Tuna fish and lamb. Oh man, that's good. That's a good one. Oh man, what else you guys got? Anything crazy going on in your guys' world?
Things are settled. We're
Things
settled.
are settled? How's that new truck treating you, JC?
It's wonderful. Just hit 200 miles today.
Wow. Took it
Congratulations.
around the corner?
Took it around a little spin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking top back and my socks hat, you know what I'm saying?
How about you, Cody? Anything new from you?
Got any more kids or having kids anytime soon, huh?
No. My wife still has an IED in her womb, so
An explosive.
IED.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be real careful down there.
Alrighty then.
You gotta be real careful down there.
Yeah.
Basically, if I get her pregnant, she blows up.
Yeah, that's what it
So,
sounded like.
I gotta be careful.
Yeah. Oh.
No. She's still on her stuff. So
That's using your dipstick.
So, yeah.
Jimmy.
no kids. We saw Lion King today. Okay. Yeah, dude, honestly, not that impressed. Okay, so the first movie, and I was talking to John about this earlier. The first movie, okay, it starts and like it goes from a completely black screen to the sun rising and the beginning song. Ah, Tapinya! Yeah, that one, right? Okay, this one opens up. Okay, screen goes from black to like dawn, basically about 15 seconds before the sun starts coming up, and you have to sit there for 15 seconds waiting for the Tabinya. You remember the first movie when
Are you picking 15 seconds right now in a kids movie?
Oh, hold on.
Come on, bro.
Hold on.
You're damn right you are.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So you know how in the first movie you kind of had to turn that part down? You kind of like it was real loud. It like kind of set the mood for the rest of the movie.
Right.
This one was like almost turned down. It was like quiet.
Yep.
It was like quiet.
Correct. Yeah.
I didn't like it. Okay. So and then continuing on throughout the movie, it looked like a National Geographic documentary more so than The Lion King.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't like a lot of the voiceovers that they had them do.
Spoiler alert for whoever hasn't seen this movie.
Yeah, spoiler alert for everyone has. Okay, so Nala, I didn't have an issue with Nala at all. Like I didn't have an issue with Beyonce.
I'm so sick of Beyonce and everything. I just wish she'd just like stick to singing or something. Stick to Coachella. Like I'm just so sick of her in movies that like she's not that great in. Like she had like such a strong role for no reason. Like that wasn't the same Nala from the first one. You know, they didn't give her like all these like extra parts.
In the last one, no.
Yeah. She was like get them lions, like all the single ladies, all the single lions.
Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready, single lions? Are you ready?
Are you ready, single lions? Like what the
I'm
fuck is she doing?
Foxy Clear Lion. I am here to fuck you up.
Exactly.
But
I didn't need all that.
All in all, I told John earlier, all in all, like a B-. Okay, like I still liked most of it, but some of it was just you're reaching too hard or you're trying too hard. The guy who played Timon annoyed me most of the movie. He had a couple of really funny jokes, but quite honestly, it just annoyed me. I would like to have heard more Keegan-Michael Key. There, I said it. Okay, he was one of the hyenas. I would like to hear him more. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, small little nitpicks like that, but all in all, nice B- movie. Nice way to spend your day.
It was a C at best.
It was a C at best.
At best.
Really? You think I'm letting the nostalgia get in the way of my grading system?
Yeah, for a fact.
Could
I didn't think it was all that great. I mean, I think acting overall was, not too bad. Who they picked for certain characters. Like I said, I didn't like the whole Beyonce thing. I feel like they gave her too strong of a role for no reason. I like the kid. I like who played the kid. I thought King or the kid version of Simba. I like the kid version. And then when they got to like the teenage version, when they got to Donald Glover or whatever, it wasn't bad. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't good either.
It wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like movies where it starts off with like characters or certain actors and actresses where like it's completely brand new. I feel like there's a lot of talent out there, and if you get them to start one thing, that they can continue to do other things. So like they have Lion King 2, Lion King 3, blah blah blah. Just like Tom Hanks has been doing Toy Story for fucking ever. They're not going to change him. But if you get a brand new Disney actor for a certain movie, they can say that one actor that whole time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that too much?
Yeah.
Is that asking too much?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You could have had Matthew Broderick come back and be Simba again.
Right.
You could have had that happen. He's got the same voice. He doesn't sound any different than he did in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Not like that guy is sitting on a beach somewhere smoking cigars. When was the last movie he was in?
Right.
What? Godzilla?
I don't even know. Oh yeah.
15 years ago?
Godzilla.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. So all in all, dude, go see it, people. But I just.
I saw. Go ahead.
Go see it, but I'm gonna call it a B- movie, possibly bordering a C if I go back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
The whole Scar. You remember the Scar musical number or whatever? Yeah, The Chance of a Lifetime. That one. So that. I loved that in the first one because it had so much symbolism in it from like Nazi Germany and Hitler and all this other stuff, like world dictator stuff, and they didn't have any of it in there. They just had a lion singing in a monologue, climbing up a mountain, climbing up a couple of rocks.
Right.
Okay, like just pass.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Not Hakuna Matata, but the Awinga Wep in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. That one.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I don't need all those other little animals and an antelope and another little rat coming around and singing the song with them, and then Nala scares the crap out of him and tries to eat him.
They're trying to be a little bit original. I mean, they're not going to be word for word. They have to try to do a little something extra, but I totally get that. I mean.
The only one they didn't mess up was Beauty and the Beast. Okay? And it's because it was word for word.
Yeah.
As the last one. But
how much they made?
How much did they make?
Globally?
How much?
Take a guess.
$250 million.
$1 billion at the global box office.
In the first week?
Yes. As of 1 day ago. I don't know when it came out, but...
Anyways, Johnny, you were about to say something a couple of times. What's up?
No, so I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, what do you think, man? Because I haven't seen it yet. So
I'm not gonna give too many opinions on it because I know it's such a fresh movie still, and I don't want to give any spoilers out because there's still plenty of time. And I think the rule is like a week. You give it like a full solid 7 days.
All right, hold on one sec.
Okay, yeah.
1 sec. Hey, everybody, spoiler alert. If you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, either fast forward 5 minutes or don't listen to the next 5 minutes. Go ahead, Johnny. You're in the clear. What's up? What's up with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Give us
it's about
juice.
So what it is, it's about the actors it's about the two actors, or it's about Zach Dalton or Nick Dalton or whatever, and he lives next door to the girl who was pregnant with, Sharon Tate? Sharon Tate. So he lived next door to, and these are fake characters or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they lived next door to Sharon Tate, and they had never spoken or whatever. So this whole movie is just about, Nick Dalton and his stunt double, blah, blah, blah. Bruce Lee is in it. They kind of like duke it out. His stunt double and Bruce Lee kind of duke it out. Bruce Lee's really, really funny. Like he's like retarded in the movie. It's pretty funny. But it's one of those things, man, where I don't know. It's just it was so dragged out. It was 2.5 hours, I think, of just talking about these two characters just for Charles Manson to finally show up at the end. and when he showed up at the very end, he had a picture of margaritas or whatever. Or I'm sorry, Nick Dalton came outside to Charles Manson in his truck with the two girls, and they're ready to kill or whatever. And he's outside. He's got a picture of margaritas, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, hippies?" And like gets them all pissed off. These guys leave. They come back, and they're gonna go kill Nick Dalton and the stunt double. You know, I don't want to give all these little details away because it's it's decent storyline, but it's only good for these last 10 minutes. Anyways, so
like all of his movies.
To sum it up. Yeah, exactly. But like there was no action in between, and there wasn't really that many funny parts. It was just about like an alcoholic, actor, and then a fucking stunt double who hasn't been a stunt double in like years, but he's just like his driver now.
I think you need to go watch Fast and the Furious if that's what you want. If you want,
there were people. We left the theater at noon, or at about 2:00 today. There were people already in line to see Hobbs and Shaw.
Yo,
that's what I said.
Like shit. That movie looks like shit.
That's what I said. I was like, you guys are already in line to see Hobbs and Shaw. Now, to their credit, it looked like there was some sort of table set up with a bunch of movie posters on it. So I could assume some sort of, one of the B stars or Roman Reigns or one of those people were coming in to sign some autographs or whatever. But, I mean, you got to be kidding me,
Cody, what was the movie theater that we used to get free tickets to all the time? Didn't we get free tickets to, like, was the Palms?
Yeah. I don't know that we got...
I feel like we got free tickets a couple times.
Maybe it's because we sports gambled so much.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
I think we just went there because it was close.
Yeah, I know. But we always saw it was always a pretty good time. They had alcohol there. I think that's what was one of the biggest reasons of us going there. Is they're one of the few movie theaters that sold alcohol. I think it was that one in the Cannery, right?
Yeah, it was that one in the Cannery. Yeah, it was that one in the Canneries.
Yeah, and that's why we went because we could. It was like you get a Blue Moon for like $8-9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was solid. Yeah. It's a good time.
You'd have to go there like already trashed and then just hope that your buzz stayed long enough, But now you're pissing every fucking 2 minutes. I know that Cody hated going with me because we'd be watching Star Wars.
Dude, I almost didn't make it through. So Johnny and we took everybody to go see one of the Star Wars. I think it was like the newest Star Wars that had came out after it had been rebooted or not rebooted, but redone after
the Last
20
Jedi.
years. Yeah, The Last Jedi was coming out. So we went to go see it or whatever, and like I almost didn't even make it like to the start of the movie because Johnny's sitting there talking through all the previews and everything like that, and I'm like, I'm one of those people in a movie theater, man. Like, I am a mouse. I don't like making any noise. Like, even if my seat is creaky, like I'm I'm sitting perfectly still. Like today, I was sitting in like a creaky seat, and I was like trying to stay as still as I could because I didn't want to interrupt anybody else. Okay, but so Johnny's sitting there. We're all leaned back in these really nice, like recliner chairs, drinking beers, everything like that. We're all a little tipsy. And Johnny's sitting there talking, this movie better be good or I'm going to fucking leave. This movie better be, they better not fuck this up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Johnny, like, I'm literally about to leave. He's like, fucking leave then. Bye.
I know. I was so loud that day. I remember I was like, man, I got fucking dragged out to the Star Wars, man. This is going to be fucking long. Like, this shit better be good. I know Miles was like, Johnny, could you calm it down? Because we're trying to fucking watch the trailers or whatever. And I was like, man, this trailer looks like it's garbage, bro. We're not going to fucking watch that. We're not coming back to see this movie.
Yeah, Insidious 19 sucks.
Yeah.
Insidious 19.
Yeah, I'm drinking Blue Moons. I got orange peel all over my face,
Yeah, yeah, right. He's doing
I'm all the way tipped back,
Yeah, he's doing the orange smile at people behind us. Okay, guys, look.
Check this out. Look what I can do.
No, I was pretty positive that we were gonna get kicked out of that movie theater at some point or another, but never happened.
Yo, didn't someone say like shut up to me, and then I told him to go like shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what really said Cody, because Cody was like, I gotta go, guys. Now he started confrontation. So guy was like, yo, can you shut up? I was like, yo, can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty bad.
Good times. We made it through the movie.
Barely. Barely. I'm
But-
pretty sure you ended up falling asleep in that movie.
Probably.
Yeah, you ended up falling asleep in that movie. I was
Yeah,
like,
just
how are
for
you
like
gonna be sitting there talking all that shit and then you're just gonna fall asleep 15 minutes in?
Yo, wake me up 15 minutes before this movie ends so I can beat the brakes off this kid.
Yeah, right. I gotta get some fight rest, some beauty rest, but for fighting.
Oh man.
Oh man. Hey, so
times.
Johnny, do you play Madden at all?
Yeah, I play Madden every once in a while. I'm not any good at it, honestly. But
Okay. They came out with a new Madden this week.
yeah, I know. I saw.
Just gonna get your.
It's
your
I mean, they're always kind of the same.
They are always
I mean,
kind of the same.
I'm
They are
really,
always
I
kind of the
really,
same.
I really. This is what I'm excited to do. I'm excited to get the new 2K because I want to play Zion.
It. I want to start a dynasty with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah,
and
pretty
play for
much.
the next 9 years. With
Yeah.
Zion.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I mean, I have 2K19, which is like, I mean, it kind of, upgrades or whatever, but it won't be the same. It'll be like shitty or whatever. I think they won't add Zion, huh? They'll just keep the same. I don't really know how that whole thing works.
Yeah, no,
I feel-
they're not going to add Zion.
Okay, yeah, they're not gonna add Zion as a package, right? So I
Make
have
you
to
go
get.
buy the new one.
Yeah, they'll make me go buy the new one. So I'd have to go buy the new one. I think that's why they did this. Fuck.
D Wade's on the cover though. You're gonna like it.
Yeah. So I want to fucking. Yeah, I want to get it just so I can play as Zion because he's only 81 overall, which is like really, really low.
I think it's too high.
You think it's too high?
I think that's definitely too low.
I think it's way too low. I think at least I would say like he's an 87. I think he's like 87, 88.
What are you fucking nuts?
Nah, I think he's worth it.
You gotta
They always start him off really, really low, and then they're gonna build him up like first. I don't know, man. I think his knee's already fucked up, right? Is his knee, ankle, something like that? He hasn't done any practice yet, right?
Yeah, he's not. He's not in
No.
good shape.
He's not in
Yeah,
good shape. There was a bunch of reports that came out where he was looking a little chunky. He also did just shoot a video with Drew Brees a few days ago where he didn't look that bad.
Hashtag Greg Oden.
Yeah. Hashtag Photoshop.
Don't you dare put that evil on him. You take that back right now.
Kwame
He-
Brown.
He
Greg
is.
Oden.
Please
Derrick
stop.
Rose.
Stop. Don't you put either one of those two in the same conversation as
Right.
Derrick Rose. You watch your mouth.
Just saying. We
I'm
all
gonna
knew
reach
this was
the-
going to happen. That's
I'm
why.
gonna reach through
that's
that
why
computer
we
screen.
didn't want him. We didn't want him in New York City. That's why. He's a fucking bomb waiting to go off. And when he goes off, oh boy, he's gonna go off. He's gonna go off real loud.
Oh no.
Cream of the crop.
He is the cream of the crop. And you'll see it rise this fall.
And then you'll see it get chopped down real fast.
With a shoe blowout. And a
He's
torn
got-
ACL.
His shoes are gonna split in half. Right in half. You crazy fuckers.
So here's a neat one for you guys. Brain signals decoded into written text in breakthrough research.
What the fuck does that even mean?
That
Yeah.
means that they literally hooked up things to somebody's brain and they decoded brain waves into actual text.
Why can't you just talk?
I don't know.
It's like Siri reading your mind.
It
Like
is.
Stephen Hawking stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Oh.
Stephen Hawking stuff, only not with your. I think he used his eyes to look around and find
a
the
lot.
words. Yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot.
it is. Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. That's kind of scary. What about if they were interrogating you? And they just hooked that up and then you spilled the beans.
It's like the Black Mirror episode. We
There you
said
go.
this.
See, things are happening.
They're just following fucking Black Mirror around.
Yeah, it says brain computer interfaces are developing faster than the policy debate around them. So
Mhm.
they're basically hooking people up to computers and seeing what happens. This can't
Freak.
end well.
No, not at all.
And it won't.
You know what didn't end well? Chris Angel. Poor guy.
Ooh, Wow.
What happened?
He's got a failed show in Vegas right now that barely sells any tickets. I don't even know if he's got a show anymore at Lexor. I think they canceled him.
Good.
I mean, you can only do it so long.
Yeah, before people are like, there's obviously a mirror there.
Yeah, what's up, Mind Freak?
It was a good show.
No,
Well, it
just
lasted.
guessing numbers on the side of the street.
It was good in 2006.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good in 2006. That's all it was.
It was good before people got slow-mo cameras.
Yeah.
Pick a number 1
Exactly.
through 10. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Was 3 your number? No. Was 6 your number? No. Was 5 your
Mine's-
number? No.
Mind Freak, I got a deck of cards in my pocket. Oh, fuck. I got one of your cards in here.
He's
Like
officially the high school quarterback that never made it out of his town.
But Carrot Top's still going.
Oh, he's got props.
Yeah.
He's
still going.
Yeah, dude, he's got a face that he's just like gluing on every night.
People pay money just to go see his ugly ass.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that guy is terribly unattractive. I feel bad for him. Probably
He's
gets more ass than anybody combined.
Yeah, he looks like the gremlin version of Sean Johnson. What is it, the surfer?
It's like if
Snowboarder.
Sean
Shrek
White.
and Ron
Sean
from
White,
Harry
my bad.
Potter had a
Wow.
child.
Wow.
I think Sean Johnson was a
Shauna-
gymnast.
Shauna Johnson, yeah, Shauna Johnson.
Was a gymnast for the
Yeah,
U.S. team.
Yeah, the little short girl. She was fine.
No comment. Yeah,
She was
Yeah,
she was nice looking before.
she still is a very attractive young lady.
Yeah.
She's married now.
To a hockey player, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, hockey player, yep.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be
Oh
her.
yeah.
She
I'd
was
take
like,
her to the cleaners.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's like what, 4'9", 4'10", something like that?
Yeah,
She's
Short.
tiny.
she is
Yeah.
little.
Oh, that sounds bad for all.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, that sounds bad. That's 4 guys just staring at a little girl. Come on, guys.
Yeah, she's probably 16 there.
She's not little anymore.
Well, no shit. She was older than all of us probably. Well, maybe not all of us, but
No, I don't think
No,
so.
those girls, those gymnast girls are super young.
yeah.
No, they are. So, did you guys ever watch that? So, on HBO, there's a documentary, a 2-part documentary about the whole Larry Nassar case. Did you guys get a chance to watch that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay, guys. Okay, next episode, we're all gonna watch that again because this Larry Nassar guy. If you guys don't know, he was the head trainer for USA Gymnastics and the University of Michigan State,
Yep.
and was basically convicted of molesting like some insane number of girls, like 100 plus females, and basically doing what he called a procedure that he called what is it called? Long story short, it was like a vaginal correction or something like that,
And he filmed the whole thing.
and he filmed all of it.
All of
Sicko.
them.
Yeah, right in front of parents sometimes, everything like that. But yeah, some crazy number of girls. It was like 150 or 160 plus girls spoke at his trial, and that's where I believe the whole Me Too movement got its foothold
I agree.
with that whole trial.
Yep.
I thought it was the whole Brad Kavanaugh situation.
Oh, maybe. Could be.
All of that was happening kind of around the same time.
No, Larry
Um,
Nassar was a while ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was like I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, when was
Can we get a fact check, Jamie?
working on it?
Where's JP? We need him. Oh, by the way, the definition of a scientist
Yeah.
is a person who is studying or has expert knowledge of one or more of the natural or physical sciences.
Yeah.
I feel like sending something out into space is definitely physical.
I don't think that math is a science. I don't think that's a natural or physical science.
It has to do anything physical has to do with science.
He didn't study that though.
Yeah, he did.
He studied mechanical engineering.
Which is physical.
It's building something.
Which is physical. You have to be physical in order to build
Everything
something.
is. No. Okay.
Science is everywhere.
Olympic gold medalist Michaela Maroney, using the #MeToo hashtag on Twitter, stated that Nassar had repeatedly molested her since she was 13 years old, until she retired from the sport in 2016. Maroney subsequently filed a lawsuit against Nassar, Michigan State University, yada, 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 and accused of paying Maroney. The lawsuit accused USA Gymnastics of covering up the sexual abuse by paying Maroney $1.25 million to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Maroney's attorney, John Manley, called Nassar a pedophile doctor. Okay,
Damn.
so real quick, just a side note here, and this has nothing to do with the girls, and what Larry Nassar did was horrible and should never be talked about in a positive light at all. What I'm about to say, though, if you are paid $1.25 million and you sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then after the fact, you go and talk about what occurred while you were under that same non-disclosure agreement, shouldn't you be in some sort of legal trouble as well?
Not if what, like, I don't think if, that's hard. Because if there's an illegal act going on, I think that should void the non-disclosure agreement.
It's like the report or the news article or whatever that came out about Steve Wynn and his transgressions in the past. Well, the one that was like the smoking gun was a lady that was paid $7 million to like kind of keep quiet. She signed an NDA for $7 million and came back out 20 years later, a cocktail waitress or something like that, came back out 20 years later and started talking about, what had happened. Okay, at that point you have to pay.
Money.
Yeah. Well, at that point you probably have to pay back that $7 million because you were paid a nice sum of money to not discuss your dealings with certain people. Now, the Michaela Maroney thing and the Larry Nassar thing, yeah, that's probably a stretch. I think more leaning towards the Steve Wynn thing, where it was like somebody voluntarily, gave out that information without
that
any.
Probably wasn't even like
without any coercing.
Was that like blackmail? Like what was the whole situation with that?
So the whole situation. No, the whole situation is that Steve Wynn, who has a very, I gotta be careful with my words here. Steve Wynn has a really interesting past with females. We'll say that.
Good looking.
He's a billionaire who built Vegas. He's
got money.
He's got money. It doesn't matter how good looking he is.
Money is beautiful. Money is beauty.
So long story short, it was basically a big power struggle inside Wynn and its board, talking about, and basically it was his ex-wife that put him. This is Steve Wynn, by the way.
Oh yeah, he looks like Al Michaels.
Al Michaels' dad.
Elvis.
So he was on the Republican. He was like the Republican chair for the. He's like the Republican fundraising chair or whatever, and that year it was President Trump's election year or whatever. After he got elected, this whole thing came to fruition. So Trump gets elected, all this stuff comes out. It was basically his ex-wife Elaine Wynn, who is the largest shareholder in Wynn Resorts currently, released all of this information. It was just a continued power struggle of a really bad divorce that has carried on now for about 20 years. So it was
It's ugly.
It was ugly. It was really ugly. And basically he ended up having to step down from his company. He basically had to sign over all of his, he got paid a big lump sum of money, but he had to give all of his shares back to the company. Or I think he sold them to some Chinese casino mogul or something like that.
Oh, Mr. Wynn.
Yeah, Henry Chow, I think. But yeah, don't laugh at Henry
Mr.
Chow, dude. That
You sure wasn't?
no,
You sure wasn't Leslie Chow?
no, it wasn't Leslie Chow. This guy is huge. He owns like a few properties or a couple properties in Macau.
Well, he's got freaking awesome resorts. Those things are amazing.
He sure does.
Stanley Ho.
Stanley Hall?
Stanley Ho.
Stanley Hall? Hall?
Yeah.
Who are
Does
you
he, own a
calling
does
Hall?
he own a casino named Red Dragon as well?
No, he doesn't have a casino named Red Dragon.
Let's just throw a dead animal on you.
Why?
Buttercream, 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 buttercream. I want some Mushu.
Anyways,
I had a dream that white people and black people and Asian people could all come together and play craps together.
all right, JC, why don't you wrap this up with a nice mind bender?
Oh, shit.
Do the
All right.
mirror one.
You want the mirror one or you want
Oh no, do
dimensions?
the what?
Do you want mirror or dimensions?
Oh, dimensions.
All right. Now this
Saddle
is
it.
what,
Saddle in, boys.
now what I'm about to say, you have to keep a very open mind. This has to do with all of life, and the beginning of life, the end of life, and the afterlife. All right?
Okay.
Dimension number 1. We are currently in the state right now. We are in the third dimension. Okay? Dimension number 1 is a point, like a period. Okay? That's it. The first dimension is a line. 2 points makes a line. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The second dimension is a square, which is 4 lines make
Yeah.
a square.
Okay, I'm not good at geometry.
Okay.
The third dimension is a cube.
Because you're not a scientist like Bill Nye.
Yeah, asshole. The third dimension is a
They're
cube.
mathematicians. They're not scientists.
Anyways, your third dimension is what?
A cube, which
Got
a
it.
cube is 3D.
Got it.
So we're in a 3D world. Everything that's around us is 3D. Your grass outside, your lawnmower, drinks on a table. It's all
Even
3D.
a piece of paper is 3-dimensional.
Correct. To some point. Length times width times height. Everything has a length times width times height. That's as far as we can go. That's as far as our brain will allow us to go. Now, you're going to ask, what about the other 7 dimensions?
How do we know there's only 10?
Because mathematics and science, it keeps going. From a point to a line to a square to a cube. Now, this is where it gets fucked up, is now, if a line, 2 lines, 4 lines make a square,
Mm-hmm.
6 squares make a cube, it's going to go up in 2. So now 8 cubes would make a hypercube, which is also known as a tesseract.
Oh.
That our minds, we don't know how to accept that in life, okay?
Okay.
So with a tesseract, that means your fourth dimensions is you can time travel with a tesseract in your current life, right here, right now. This is the only life you have. This life that you're living right now. That's it. So you can go back in time or you can go forward in time. This life right here.
Mm-hmm.
Your fifth dimension are different worlds, different multi-universes with the same beginning, but a different ending to your life. Okay?
Which one is that?
That's the fifth dimension. Number 6 is different worlds with different beginnings and different endings, but the choices you make in that world is infinite. So instead of smoking mango pods, I was in love with apple pods. So you have all these different decisions that are made within that world, this lifetime that you live in.
I could see how the third dimension and the sixth dimension are somehow connected.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's still all one life that you were living,
But
with different
Infinite-
outcomes.
infinite possibilities of outcomes.
Correct.
Huh. Okay.
So
All right. I'm
now-
following you. All right.
So that's
My head
that's like
hurts.
20 or 30 million billion different outcomes of life that you could have.
Yeah.
Now the seventh is the same as the sixth, but speeds are different. So your 40 mile an hour is actually 41 mile an hour, or
Mhm.
42 was your 40. So all of your times are different. Okay. All right. Are we still there? Are we still here?
Mhm.
No. Yeah, you can keep going.
It's all constant. Okay. The next one is being able to go from one of those multi-universes to the other multi-universe without going to the universe that's in the middle, which is also known as a wormhole. Okay? Are we still here, guys? You doing okay?
I lick her warm, Earl. What are we talking about, bro? What are we doing here?
I feel like
I picked number
There's gonna
5,
be
my
a point.
lord.
There's gonna be a point here soon. Hold on.
So
I
we're
picked
gonna
number 2, my lord. Number 2.
Number
Well,
3.
you're
Number
stuck,
2.
you're stuck in number 3, okay? So now, number 4 could be ghosts, dead people. It could be aliens. It could be people from the other universes that are above us. So I will use the example that I told Cody earlier.
It sounds like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's your fucking life, so I would pay attention.
It's my life.
It's your life! So if you're in a room just by yourself and there's a desk in the room, okay? Are
Okay.
you thinking?
I got one.
Visualize.
Okay, I got the picture. I
Visualize
got the
this,
picture.
okay?
Visualize an attack.
You're standing in an empty room with just a desk right in the middle of it, okay? You have
I'm not
pieces
sitting,
of paper.
I'm standing.
So, well, that's fine. You're standing. You're going to put a piece of paper over every square inch of the desk, okay?
Like
Got it?
underneath, on top.
Just
on
on
the
top.
sides.
Just on top of
Okay.
it. Just on
Okay.
top of it. Now,
Don't overthink this because you'll overthink yourself into making it
Yes.
more complicated than it needs to be.
I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay.
Sure,
All right.
sure.
All right. That's fine.
So now there's an ant, okay? There's an insect that's on top of the desk. If you were that ant, you would say that it's impossible to put any more paper on top of the desk, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Because it's filled. It's filled completely.
Okay.
But
What's an ant know
you-
about paper? Paper
Well-
products. Thunder
Well,
Bay?
he's getting there. Hold on.
Exactly,
Hold on.
Johnny. You being a human, a higher being, because you are higher than an ant, right?
Yeah.
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 You tell the ant you can put more paper on the desk because there's a filing cabinet that's on the desk that I can put paper into. Now the ant can't comprehend that there's a filing cabinet there because its brain won't allow it to.
Right.
But you being a higher being, you know that that's there.
Yo, so how much kratom did you have? Because when the fuck did we know that there was a cabinet on top?
I thought you said I thought you said okay. So you said there's a desk. You said there's paper
Right.
on the whole top of the
All over
desk.
Yeah.
Right.
You
On
guys,
top of the desk, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
where is the file cabinet like connected to the desk, or it's on top of the desk?
Is
The
it like
ant-
file cabinet is a metaphor for the other dimensions that humans cannot comprehend.
Our brains only let us go so far.
They only let us go so far. So that's why that's
there's
what he's
so
saying.
much.
Yeah, that's why he's saying if you put you cover the desk in paper or whatever, and then you tell an ant, hey, by the way, there's a file cabinet right here, and we can add more paper to this desk, the ant's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? No, you can't. You know, which is exactly what we are talking about right now, where it's like, no, 3D is as best as we can get. Like, this is the dimension we live in, where whatever higher power is above us.
I don't know, man. I've been to a 4D movie theater. That's a pretty fucking crazy experience, bro.
It is.
Yeah, dude, they're all coming at me. And I'm
Yeah,
moving
bro,
around
chill
in the
out, bro.
seats,
I saw
like,
Rudolph. I saw Rudolph in 4D. That was a whole different dimension, bro.
Do they really have?
Come on.
They don't have 4D, do they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
So the
So
difference with
4D
4D is like
4D
you can like
is-
feel the stuff going on, and like it's 3D on the screen, and then it's like you're moving along.
Yeah,
with
the
it,
chairs
you can, like,
move,
feel
rattle,
certain
yeah.
things.
Chairs move. They got fans blowing. If it's like you're going, you know, say you're doing a 4D ride on like a boat or something,
You
you'll
get
have
misted.
You'll have spritzes of water coming at you, stuff like that. You're in the
You
rainforest.
ever seen like California soaring over California at California Adventure?
No.
No. Okay.
So
Kinda
we got
like
way
that.
off. We got way off the topic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But I get it. Yeah. You could have just said that we don't have the brain capacity for it, because I don't have the brain capacity for all that.
Yeah.
That was a
You
lot of
lost me after-
information.
You lost me at like the 6th dimension, and then I was just like, holy shit.
I thought
Um,
we're picking dimensions.
No, because like the reason he explained, in my opinion, the reason he explained all that is because if you take the 3rd dimension and you multiply it times 2, you get the 6th dimension. And what did you say the 6th dimension was?
6th dimension is different worlds. So there's tons of
I thought that was the
multi-universes.
5th dimension.
It's the multiverse. The
The
6th dimension
multiverse.
would be the multiverse.
But the different beginnings, you got to understand, the different beginnings is one beginning is the Big Bang Theory. Another one is God creating life.
I thought
Another
it was
one
the same
is
beginning but different end.
that's number 5. So number 6, you get different on both sides.
But what's the difference between the 3rd dimension? We have the same beginning, but we all have different ends. Correct?
Right, but you don't think there's another universe out there.
Me
You
personally.
don't know. You don't know that there's another Cody right now that married a different girl or is living in Alaska instead of living in Houston.
That Cody would be an idiot.
Well, that's fine.
Alaska's a great place.
Shout out to my hot wife. Anyways, dude, interesting.
So I get that though. I mean, because what they say we only can use like 10% of our brain. Like that's
Right.
the only like port. Like we don't have the ability to access like the full capability of our brain.
right.
So I get
You know,
that.
old Mario. You know how old Mario is, where it's just 2D on the screen
Yeah.
going left to right. That's it. It would be like you sticking your hand into that video game and moving it around like this.
It's like 4D.
Mario would not be able to. He wouldn't know what the hell that was. He would just freak out. Which
So
is the
it's kinda
same
like
way.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes,
Exactly
Yeah,
like Wreck-It
that's a
Ralph.
good that's a good
exactly
movie.
like Wreck-It Ralph.
Seen it a lot of times. He
Yes.
uses a lot of references from that movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
So let's
So I'm still kind of confused, but I get it.
The
I
other
guess
thing
that was
too
the
is
point of that
you're
exercise.
still, even though you're looking forward and you can touch shit, your eyesight is still in 2D. It's still flat. You know what I mean? What you're looking at is a flat. It's flat. Like you could draw on a piece of paper what you're looking at,
Right.
and those your pictures wouldn't be physical. It would still be a flat piece of paper with the drawings on it.
This isn't
I feel
flat.
like we can see in 3D.
I feel like we can see in 3D too.
I definitely see in 3D.
You
But if
touch and see in 3D. You can only draw, I
You
guess.
can even
in
draw in
2D.
3D.
So if you had
No,
your face, if you had your face and your face was the tip of the triangle, okay, and it was a triangle for your peripheral vision, and then it was still going to be flat.
Oh yeah, your hypotenuse would still be flat.
You're still flat. Now you got to think if you weren't flat.
But I can see up and down too. Like I can move my eyes up and down. I can see up. I can see down. So that wouldn't make
It's
it
still
flat.
it's still on a flat plane.
How is that on? That's not on a flat plane.
Yeah, no, because I'm thinking about it right now too. Okay, think of a triangle, right? And like I'm thinking of this wall like ending as a triangle, but I can see through that triangle. Like I can see forward through the doorway here. So I don't.
Yeah, and I can look down so that like that moves my eyesight down, so that expands.
I don't think
the
you're
triangle up and
down. I don't think you're down enough. But it might expand the hypotenuse of the triangle. But I think what I'm saying is the depth of your vision. You know, does that make sense?
You got to think of it too. How they were explaining it, because it's called the string theory, and it's as if there were a million bubbles. Those are all your points. That's your zero. So think about all these different little bubbles that make up every square inch of everything. Okay, they've been doing experiments where they're blowing bubbles on one side of a wooden door, and those fucking bubbles are reappearing on the other side. So that's why they really think that time travel is possible, because that bubble has to disappear and then it's fucking showing up on the other side of the wall.
How does that happen?
What experiment is this? I want to read up on this.
Oh, it's a Chinese guy, man. He's a really well-spoken Chinese guy. That's like with Tyson and all those other guys.
Like with Mike Tyson?
Like
Yes,
no,
Tyson.
Neil deGrasse.
God damn, my phone just died.
Well, honestly, great thing. So guys, with that, we want to remind you, don't be a fool. Wrap your tool, okay?
What did I miss?
And with that, we're gonna wrap it up, okay?
Thanks,
Final
everybody.
thoughts.
Have a good one, guys.
For Johnny, Doug, and John, I'm Cody. Please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Like and subscribe our stuff on YouTube. Also, we're on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts.
It's a big one.
Apple Podcast. We're here.
So we'll see you guys next time, all right? Have a great night. And this is After Talk, presented by OutspokenJunts.com.
If you're buying $50 fucking metal concert tickets, spend the $4 and get some deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on Facebook.
Spend the money. I'm sick of walking past fucking smelly people. What are you doing? You know you fucking stink.
No, some people don't.
Some people are nose deaf to it,
So
man.
No,
Yeah.
fuck you.
No, you know, if you actually like you stay in a certain place long enough, you become like immune to the smell. Like I think it takes like 10, 15 minutes. Like if you stay there long enough and you're in that certain space where you're smelling that, it'll actually like dull out that smell, like to make it seem like it's normal.
Yeah, your senses will start searching out a different smell or a new smell. It's interesting. It's called the nose theory.
Yeah. No, is it? I think you're bullshitting. I don't think that's true.
I'm so tired, guys.
All right, Johnny, you look like
Yeah.
you smoked yourself into a stupor.
No, I'm just fucking.
No,
really
it's
tired.
11:30 there. You're good, man. Go to sleep. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, have a good one. Thank you, guys.
I
No
love
problem.
you,
You guys
Sammy. I love you so fucking much, dude.
I love you guys too. Hook 'em.
Bear hugs. Hook 'em.
Yeah.
So, little Jordan Humphrey, huh?
What's going on with him?
Running with the ones.
Was he really?
No, I
No,
don't
he
know.
wasn't. No. They had another one. Who was the other guy?
Keith Kirkwood.
No. Who's the rookie there? Ooh, Divine Azigbo.
Divine Azigbo.
With no Latavius Murray there, running with the ones.
Where's Latavius Murray? Is he hurt?
I don't know. I don't care. I know I picked up Divine Azigbo right after the rookie draft, so happy with that. But my team is falling apart. Like almost
Are you
in
staying
every
away
league
from
right
Patty Holmes this year?
I see.
Cody
I
literally has him in every single league.
I have him in every single league. I do see some regression. Okay, some regression. He's gonna throw more interceptions, but I don't. With Tyreek Hill being back, Travis Kelce's back. I see the running game being a committee that ends up producing okay. I don't.
Did you
Sammy
see that
Watkins.
roster that I sent you?
Mm-mm.
What about
Look
the
at that.
Madden curse? Do you not follow the Madden curse?
I do, but
I'd stay away from him just because of the
Iffy.
Madden curse.
no.
I don't believe. I don't believe in that anymore.
Wow. Well, tomatoes.
Look at that roster, bro. Look at that roster that I drafted. Tell me that's not like I just won the championship at that roster.
My roster will kick your roster's ass.
I don't know, dude. That roster was pretty freaking legit.
What's your deal with Darius Geis? Do you have a deal with him?
No, I just saw the value there. Look at what pick I got him at.
Oh, geez.
What was it? It was like 70s, right? Like
76.
76. So I
You
got him
got
in the
Daryl
7th round.
Henderson at 124.
Yeah, bro. This was a Yahoo live draft, live mock draft.
Yeah, I love Mark Andrews, Valdez Scantling. Yeah, you got a nice team here.
Dude, nice team is an understatement to what I have there.
I don't think it's great because you're still
What
you're not
am I missing there?
you're not deep at wide receiver at all.
What's
What
your
are you
starting
talking
lineup?
about?
Let me hear it.
Okay, he's got Kyler Murray, Brandon Cooks, Calvin Ridley, Alvin Kamara, Marlon Mack, Travis Kelce, Chris Carson.
I like it.
Yeah.
Other than the quarterback, I like it.
Well, quarterback you can stream, so I wasn't worried about it at all. And I want to take a shot at Kyler Murray this year. I
Yeah,
think he's going to do great things.
Kyler and the Cardinals, people don't realize this. Their quarterbacks, their running backs, and their wide receivers all have top 10 easiest schedules in the league this year for their given positions.
So you're
Okay.
saying they win more than 8 games?
No, I'm not saying they win more than 8 games. I'm just
They might
saying
go
they're
8
going
and 8.
to be
They might
running
go 8 and 8.
they're going to be running more plays. I don't know with that defense. They're going to be running more plays. I think they're going to be down in games quite a bit, so they're going to be throwing the ball, in my opinion.
How long is Patrick Peterson out for? 8 games?
So 6, I think.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be they're going to be behind, so they're going to be throwing the ball. They're going to be running more plays. I think all three of those factors combined means that they're, dipping into that top 12, top 10 potential for offense, overall production for their offense. But I think guys like Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald are absolute steals at their current draft position. I think David Johnson at the back end of the first round is something I'm absolutely debating right now.
Yeah.
I think Kyler going,
He'll fall there too because of last year, especially in redraft leagues. He'll fall.
Exactly. Yeah. No, in the 8th, 9th round, I do not have an issue taking a shot as long as all your running backs and wide receivers are taken care of. I do not have an issue.
Hey guys, guess what starts tomorrow?
Hard Knocks.
Football Hall of Fame game. We are now officially in football season. There is a football game every single week up until the first week in February. We made it. We're here.
We totally made it. We here. We are here.
We are here. We are here. We are here.
No, dude, that's going to be so much fun. But yeah, no, I think the Cardinals can sneak up and surprise some people if the Cliff Kingsbury Kyler Murray experiment works out.
I think it does.
I think it's a big if, but I don't know.
Mark Andrews was my last player pick, and then I went defense kicker. Like, what a value that was.
Dude, Mark Andrews, I think, is going to be great this year. I really do. And I'm a big Hayden Hurst guy. I loved Hayden Hurst because I thought he's more of a receiving...
I tried to tell you about this before.
You did. You absolutely did. And I believe Mark Andrews in our 14-team Dynasty League was still on the waiver wire after the draft, if I'm not
mistaken. Think so. No, he wasn't.
I don't know. It's interesting.
I think that roster was great. I had Dante Pettis on that roster. I
had
a lot.
Pettis is another one, man. I just love the PPR feel. Like, I love the points per reception. Especially for guys like Kirk and Pettis, who are those smaller.
Oh, and I had Larry Fitz. And what are you talking about? I'm not deep at wide receiver.
You're not deep at wide receiver.
You're not deep at wide receiver.
You have a wide receiver 2. You have a wide receiver 2 as your wide receiver 1.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley is a good pick, but again, you're starting him as your wide receiver 2. I'd be more comfortable with him as your flex.
Dante Pettis, Larry Fitzgerald,
Dante Pettis.
Scanlon.
Yeah, I mean, solid. I think you got some nice upside there. I don't know that you have a whole lot that's consistent. Brandon Cooks is not consistent. He might be a good.
My consistency is going to be Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, and Chris Carson.
Yeah, I have been the one running back core that I've been handcuffing is the Kansas City.
Seattle. Oh,
or shoot, Seattle, not Kansas City. I'm sorry. Hey man, so what's up with
Zeke?
So Stephen Jones? Yeah, Stephen Jones just came out and said Cowboys won't be a market setter, and then you had you had Jerry come out and say something similar, like, you know, the one thing about winning a Super Bowl is you don't need a rushing champion to do it.
Ooh.
So I think they're really trying to get them all. They want to pay them all, but they don't want to break the bank on all of them. Like that's what Stephen Jones said is Stephen Jones said that they have great representation and that they're trying to be market setters. They want their players to get paid, which is their job. But they're trying to appeal to the players and be like, hey, you guys want to win a championship? You guys aren't going to be able to get paid number one at every single one of these spots. It's just not going to happen. There's no way that we can do that. You want your offensive line? You got them picking those gifts? Stay with that. Let's keep them happy. Let's do that. Let's give you that great offensive line to go behind. And you can do that. Amari Cooper, they're at a standstill right now. Amari Cooper wants to see what happens with Zeke and with Dak. Dak just is going to play. Dak knows that he needs to play. He still needs to show his worth. Zeke has shown that he has shown his worth. And that's why Zeke's holding out.
Honestly, I think if Zeke's worth is every offseason we have to worry about whether or not he's going to end up in the commissioner's office, that to me seems to be a huge...
That's going on right now too?
What? No, I didn't see.
So last year, was it last year? No. 2 years ago, 2017 playoffs, I guess he got in a car accident. And the Cowboys were they impeded in the investigation of the car accident so that Zeke could play in playoffs. So there's a lawsuit going on right now against the Cowboys.
No shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like tampering with an ongoing investigation or something like that? That's big. That's
Exactly.
big time. That's not just some...
So
That's interesting. Well, you have to pay all those guys. Honestly, I saw a statistic the other day that like the winningest quarterbacks of the last 3 years, Dak is one of them. Dak is second on the list behind Tom Brady with like 32 wins or something like that. You know, so it's I don't know.
that's kind of inflated because when his rookie year they went
12-4.
14-4. Was it
Oh.
12-4?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 16 games, 12-4. So that's kind of inflated because of that.
It is, but honestly, like I think he's earned in my opinion, a Carson Wentz-esque, hometown discount deal.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think Amari has the most to prove out of any of them.
Didn't he have a killer year last year, though?
When he came with the Cowboys.
Last year, after he got traded. So for, 8 games?
8 weeks. Yeah.
8
He
weeks?
was a big name in Oakland, though, wasn't he?
He was a big
He was.
name. He wasn't a big player.
For 2 years.
Yeah, he was a big name, but not a big...
First year and a half.
Yeah, for his rookie year, he was pretty good.
But I think that's more because Derek Carr is trash.
We'll see this year, man. We'll see this year if Derek Carr is really trash or not. Because you can't tell me right now that Antonio Brown didn't pad Big Ben's stats the last, 5 years.
Big Ben's had a history with good wide receivers, though. Hines Ward.
The Steelers have had a good history of picking great wide receivers in the draft
Yeah.
and putting them around Big Ben. Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know if it was necessarily just AB, but everyone's talking about Juju right now, and I still think Juju's going to be in for a big regression year.
I think Juju's going to be in for a huge regression year. I don't know that I really think the wide receivers to own on that team would be Dante Moncrief and
James.
James Washington.
I think Vance McDonald too.
I think Vance McDonald as well. I don't even know that James Conner has a good year this year. There, I said it.
I think he does. They said once AB left that they're going to be like a run first team, and they have a great offensive line too.
One of the best. Yeah, one of the best perennial offensive
So I had
lines
that
for sure.
conversation today with somebody who has the best offensive line in pro football.
New England Patriots.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's see here. Let's see what PFF says.
Because the Browns were good. I think the Rams had the best offensive line last year. The Cowboys weren't very good because we didn't have Travis Frederick. Who else was good? I'm pretty sure that the Eagles and the Redskins both were pretty good, minus the injuries.
The Redskins?
The Redskins have a good offensive line if they can stay healthy.
Redskins even in the top 10.
Not last year. They all were
This
injured
is for the
whole
this
year.
is for the upcoming year. Yeah, it says
who's for the upcoming year?
when everyone is healthy and happy. In this case, this line has potential to be top 10, even a top 5 unit. So you're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they got Brandon
who's it
Sheriff, Eric Flowers, Trent Williams.
Yeah. Eric Flowers is trash, but
He
Or
is,
the
but
Patriots.
They
Don't
kicked
they have
him down to
Moses
guard.
Moody?
They do have Morgan Moses.
Morgan Moses.
What do you want? The Patriots?
Yes.
The Patriots are merely
Number 6.
no, they're like bottom.
Ah.
They're like bottom half. They don't have. They just plug and play them. They play. So they play their offensive line like teams play their defensive lines. They literally
Belichick's a
move guys around to
genius,
play like
so.
they move them around to like play against other defensive linemen to play against their strengths.
Oh, I
Genius.
lied. No, hold on a sec. New England Patriots are 6.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marcus Cannon, Shaq Mason, David
Oh, yeah.
Andrews, Joe
Rain on
Tunney,
me.
Isaiah Wynn.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say the Colts. They have a good
Oh,
offensive
yeah.
line.
You gotta
The
do
Colts had a
Colts.
great one last year.
The Colts. I think the Titans will have a good offensive line this year. The Steelers, obviously.
No, they
we
won't.
said-
Taylor
Why?
Lewan suspended 4 games.
Yeah.
He's like the anchor to their freaking offensive line.
Yeah, they still got Jack Conklin on the right side. You know, I just
How about my boys?
they're 2 actually.
Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, they're saying Connor Williams should improve.
Guard.
And, no, he's at guard right now. He's at left guard.
Yeah.
But with Travis Frederick being back and Connor Williams hopefully improving in his sophomore year, they should be back to, you know, a top offensive line, and that's a lot of the reason why I want Zeke this year. No matter what, honestly, my top 5 right now, and you're gonna call me crazy, I'm going Zeke, McCaffrey, Saquon, Kamara, and then take your pick at wide receiver. Most likely Adams or Hopkins.
I think if Melvin gets signed, he's number 5.
I am going to look and see how good their offensive line is and decide. Because if they're not in the top, yeah, they're not even in the top 15. Charges. Do I keep missing these guys? What the hell's going on? Yeah, Chargers. The 29th best offensive line. So a bottom 5 offensive line. Interesting. Very interesting.
So is Jordan Howard a sleeper? Are we
Honestly, I
considering him a
think so.
sleeper?
I would say so. There's been a lot of nice camp buzz. I also saw another thing that says Miles Sanders really looks the part.
Yeah,
Who
but
knows what that means?
yeah,
Plus, we always see this with these rookie running backs. You know, unless they have been in a pro-style offense before, which Miles Sanders really wasn't at Penn State. You know, it takes this, unless you're Saquon Barkley, it takes a second to get your bearings in the NFL with the whole pass protection thing. We've seen that year in and year out. If you can't hold on to the football and you don't know how to pass protect, you're not getting on the field if you're a running back. And I feel like that's why you see a lot of running backs kind of break out year 2 or year 3 rather than year 1. Just my opinion. You got to let them get acclimated a little bit to that, you know, pro-style offense and protections. But no, I mean, the Eagles being the number 1 offensive line, I would say, again, another handcuff possibility would be that Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, you know, if you're on a turn somewhere in the, you know, 7th, 8th round and they're still there, I would probably take a shot on them.
see,
Because
in
then
redrafts, I'm not taking handcuffs like that.
really,
The only way that I'm going to take handcuffs like that is if I have Todd Gurley in the 3rd, and then I can go get, you know, Darrell Henderson in the 10th or the 11th.
you're saying Todd Gurley in the 3rd? You think
The
he's
beginning of the 3rd, late
he's
2nd, beginning of the 3rd.
there's no way he goes that far.
He's
He
good.
has been.
He's been
He has
built.
been.
He's been going early second, mid second. I haven't seen him in the late second in a while. Thank you guys for listening. Please go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure to follow us. We're also on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. So please hit like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We'll talk to you guys next time.